Welcome to Revelations with Delusional Knitter. I'm Angela, your host. This is episode 106, and it is Monday, November 17th, 2014. Updates and housekeeping. Welcome if you are new. If you are returning, I thank you as always. Either way, hope you enjoy and continue to watch the show. If you're on Ravelry, come on over to the Ravelry group and join. Got some things going on over there, sometimes some giveaways and other stuff like that. Show is also on iTunes and YouTube, so you can subscribe to either one of those, as well as delusionalknitter.com. Did that totally out of order for my show notes and almost had a wicked tongue tie on that. Okay, week in review. So it's been a couple of weeks. Today is incredibly crappy. It's raining out. It's frigid, like borderline should be snowing. It's like 37 degrees out. Cold, cold rain. I just ran out earlier and did some errands, and then I've been sitting on the couch in yoga pants and a sweatshirt for the rest of the afternoon watching TV. So, that's all I have to say about today. The other week, I was going to an ENT for some problems with my ears and sinuses, and the beginning of November, it was like the first week in November, they did an allergy test because I've had sinus problems and allergies my whole life and have no idea what I'm allergic to. I always thought it was pollen, you know, seasonal pollen. I'm not allergic to any pollen. And when they told me what I was actually allergic to, and I could see it myself because they prick you, you know, and you have welts. Not that I know what they pricked me with, but they labeled them. I'm allergic to cats. I said several expletives when they told me that. I have 3 cats. I've always had cats. I love my cats. My cats sleep with me. I snuggle all over my cats. They sit with me on the couch. Yeah. So, that's pretty much all I had to say about that. So, I'm on a new nasal spray that actually seems to be working quite well. I'm not a huge fan of stuff like that because it kind of creeps me out a little bit because long term, I mean, what is this doing to my brain, you know? Oh well, so yeah, that's what I found out the other week. Was not too happy about that, but it is what it is, and it explains a lot. So yeah, I'm also allergic to dogs. I've had dogs in the past as well, just don't currently have one right now. And dust mites, which I think anybody who's allergic to anything is allergic to dust mites too, or bothered by that kind of a thing. The only thing I can say is, they did 28 different things. So I tested positive for 4. One of them was a mold, one was dust mites. On a scale of 0 to 6, I scored a 6 on those. Cat and dog, I scored a 3. So at least I'm not like, well, obviously I'm not really, really allergic to cats. I would be dead by now, but yeah, was not at all happy about that because that means that there is absolutely nothing environmentally I can do for my allergies. There's really nothing because I'm not going to not let them sleep on the bed. They've been sleeping on my bed their entire lives. I'm not kicking them out of bed. I'm just not. We do have a HEPA filter, and I actually do, if I run that at night, I wake up feeling better than if I forget to put it on. And like I said, that new nasal spray is working better than other things have in the past. So I just could not even believe it when they told me. Like I said a couple of expletives. Are you bleeping kidding me? So yeah. All right, on to Revelations. I still don't even know what, I'm like gobsmacked. I just don't even know what to say about that. It is just the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard in my life. On to Revelations. I am very happy to announce that I am done with the Knitting Guild Association Master Hand Knitter Program Level 1. I completed the last swatch, and that is right here. That's this last cable swatch is done, and I did the pattern for that one. This one swatch required you to write a pattern so that somebody else could follow it and create the same exact swatch that you did. So that is done. The mitten is done. I believe I've shown that before. So the mitten is done and all the ends are woven in, and that's all set. And then I have all my other swatches here in this bag, so I'm trying not to squish These are all the other swatches that are done. I have my binder somewhere in this room. There it is. That I have to put together now. The binder's put together as far as I have all the materials. I have the sheet protectors and the section label dividers. So now I just have to print up all of my written work and put them in the binder and then put the swatches in there and then mail it off and then I'm done. So I did last week, I think, spend a couple of hours going through my written work, you know, polishing it up, making sure, proofreading it and everything, making sure there aren't like grammatical errors and things like that. I finished up some of the questions I had left over because there's quite a few questions. I think there's 22. And some of them have several parts, like A, B, C, D. So all of those are done, and they all have references, because that's part of the program as well. Just because you know how to do something doesn't mean you can't learn something else by investigating it, so they require that you put references. For that reason, you might learn something else. And also because if they find that you're doing something not the best way, or that doesn't look correct, or that maybe doesn't work the best way for you, they would like to give you suggestions on how to improve it, but they can't do that without knowing what it is that you've already looked at. And it's easier for them to give you suggestions and places to research, knowing what you've already done, so that they're not duplicating the effort that you've already made looking it up, or so that they can give you an alternative method if the one that you were using maybe is not the best one for you. Because there are a lot of different ways to do the same thing in knitting. They don't all work for everybody, so it's along those kind of lines. So all the questions are done. Then for each swatch, there will be a sheet that has references for the swatch for the technique. And a couple of them required you to write instructions on how to actually do the stitch. So those are done, I believe. I was missing like one or two that I just hadn't done yet, and I think I finished those. So yeah, at this point, the whole thing is done. The actual work is done. I'm just going to go back through all of the written work one more time, polish it up, make sure there aren't any errors, etc. And then I have to print it all out, put the whole binder together, and then I can mail it out. So very excited about that. And it was a ton of fun. I'm kind of a nerd like that, though. I really loved going to college, and I enjoy learning a lot, and I will often investigate things on my own. You know, if I see something on television that I thought was really interesting, I will go look it up and investigate it more on my own. So I found it to be a lot of fun. It's also helped me with designing, because I picked up a few tips and tricks and hints and, you know, different methods, different ways to do things, different cast on, different bind offs, things like that will help me in the future when I'm designing patterns. So all in all, I highly recommend it. It's definitely a good investment, and it's a lot of fun. And really there's no timeline. If you don't complete within a year, you just have to make sure that they haven't revised the instructions, because you will have to download new instructions if it's been over a year since you got your instructions. Me, for example, it's not the revision date, it's the date that you received them. So the revision date for my instructions is March of 2014. However, I purchased the program in June of 2014. So I have until June of 2015 on these instructions to complete and mail in my submission. If another revision came out in the meantime, I can request it, look at it, decide if I want to do it or not, but I don't have to. However, if it was like, say, September 2015, then I would be required to redo work if I had to meet the current revision. Make sense? So that's the only timeline kind of a thing. Otherwise, you're completely on your own to finish it whenever you want. So yeah, very, very interesting. I did take photographs of all but the last swatch, and I put them on a project page under my projects if you're interested in seeing all the swatches up close. I took pretty good photographs of them. I didn't want to really go through every single one here on the podcast. It's kind of a lot of material. But if you're interested, you can go look up my project page and look at it there. And I just have to photograph the last one, like I said, and print everything out, and I'm done. So that's awesome. Let's see. The only other things I've been working on, I really have to finish that test knit shawl. There's absolutely no reason why it's not done. I was doing the Westknits Mystery Shawl knit along. So if you're doing it and you don't want a spoiler, look away for a couple of minutes. However, I am way behind, so if you're up to date, then you don't have to worry. I am still on Clue 2, and Clue 3 came out a couple of days ago. So, what I'm doing right now is brioche, which I had to actually rip the whole thing back and put it in a lifeline. So, I don't even know if you can see it. I have dental floss in there as a lifeline. And I had to redo that brioche stitch because something was funky and I couldn't figure it out, and I'm not familiar with it. And I tried dropping down the weird looking stitch and fixing it, and it did not work. So I had to rip it out. This time it appears to be going fine and working out. So the beginning was short rows, as you can see. And then it's some brioche and then some slip stitches or something, I guess. But I really like this one. This one's coming out pretty cool, and it was some really, really cool techniques, so I like that a lot. And I learned brioche, which I've never done before, so that was pretty cool. That's about all I've been knitting on, besides that other shawl, which is just pretty much stockinette, so not really much to look at. I did finish the fingerless mitts pattern I was working on, and I did submit it to Interweave Knits, so we'll see if they choose it or not. String theory, I get nothing. I really haven't done any spinning at all. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a book review for this episode or not. I wasn't even going to record today at all, but then I was like, really, it's been a couple of weeks, so that's what I have to say. Today's just, blech. It's rated and crappy and yucky and, yeah. Testaments, I have nothing. Oh, I forgot something. You know why? Because I didn't put it in my show notes. I did finish another thing. For the Hogwarts at Ravelry group, I finished a project for that, and what it was is, it's a cat that I'm not allergic to. This is Beans the cat pattern. It is so flippin' cute, and it was super fun, and it took no time at all. It's a really small little project that was really quick. And he's got an I-cord tail that you sew on, and I used some safety eyes that I had in my stash, and some scrap yarn for his nose, put little whiskers on him, stuffed him with some stuffing, and he's done. So, really, really cool. He was fun. Heresy. I don't really have anything for that either. Let's see. I should work on my shawl design, because by the time I do it, maybe it'll be spring, because I was thinking of submitting that too somewhere. Whoever has the current call for designs. Seasonal socks that are knit along. We're still going strong on that one. People have been finishing up socks and posting them. A lot of colorwork socks, which is really cool. So don't forget you have until December 20th for this current session to post your socks. They did have to be started after September 22nd to qualify, but all the rules are on the Ravelry group. I don't have any Ravelry patterns for you today. Let's see, what else have I been doing? Reading. I did finish that book, Sharp Objects. That was the Ravelry Book Club read for this month, and it was very, very good. I liked it a lot. I'm not sure how long it was. I think the print version is 254 pages, but I finished it in 9 days. I really enjoyed it a lot. It was really good. That was by Gillian Flynn. Right now, one of her books, Gone Girl, is a movie that's out right now. Same author. And after that, what I decided to read, because I enjoyed the last one so much, and I love this series, and always have, is Sizzling 16. That's one of the Stephanie Plum mystery novels by Janet Ivanovich, so I decided to read the next numbered one. I try to space them out, because one of these days I'm going to run out, you know? So I've been reading them for years, and I try to space them out so I don't read them all, you know, and then run out of the series, but so far so good, because I think she's up to like 19 or 20, so. And she's done some in-between ones that aren't numbered. They're like the one I just read, Plum Spooky. For TV, The Walking Dead, always caught up on, and the last episode was really, really good, and there was a huge twist that I don't think anybody saw coming, because even on The Talking Dead afterwards, Chris Hardwick said exactly what I said, like, oh my goodness, that's not what I thought this, you know? So I don't want to give away any spoilers. But very, very good. And there's only 2 episodes left. I'm a little upset because I had yesterday off, so I was able to watch it with my husband. I have next Sunday off, so we can watch that episode. But on the finale, I'm working, so we can't watch that one. Like, I wish my days were shifted a little bit, so I had the last one off. Although, I did work a double on Friday, because I did a swap with somebody, so I worked the 11 to 7 shift. Oh, speaking of that, the other coworker and I watched 1,000 Ways to Die in the West but with Seth MacFarlane. It was really, really funny. Liam Neeson's in it and Neil Patrick Harris, and it was, if you have that sense of humor, which I do, it was very, very, very funny and very good. So she owes me a day, so maybe that will be my day, because she asked me to work for her because she was going out, and I said, I don't have a particular day off I need right now, so if you don't mind, I'll work for you. As long as you don't mind, then I might all of a sudden be like, hey, work for me tomorrow. So she said that was fine. Let's see, what else? Castle I'm caught up on. Outlander is what I was just watching on the couch a little while ago, so I got caught up on that. I thought I was way behind on Outlander. It's only 2 episodes. And I don't know if they went on hiatus or something, because it seems like there should have been way more, or it seems like I haven't watched it in like a month or 6 weeks, and there were only 2 episodes, so something's weird with that. For all I know, they're done and going on a hiatus, and I have no idea. The Goldbergs I got caught up on this morning, and Mom I watched the latest episode of. All very hysterical. I really like the Goldbergs, because I've said before, I grew up in that time, so they have all these things on the show that I'm like, oh my god, I remember having that as a kid. It's just funny. And I think that might be it for this episode. Yeah, like I said, I didn't even plan on recording, but it's been a while. Oh, that's the other thing. I sat here updating my show notes right before recording, and apparently did nothing, because all of these things I was supposed to put on them, I did not. Oh, that sounds about right for me. So the Westknits Mystery Shawl Knit Along is done, and a couple of people have posted their finished cowls. It's not really a shawl, it's really a cowl. And so now I can finally show mine. So this was mine that I had done for the design. That's all blocked and everything. Hopefully that's coming out well. So that is Astrid. And as you can see, it's one of those super long cowls that you can either wear, you know, long, or you can double it up if you want. I did not get pictures of this yet for the pattern page, however. I was going to yesterday, but it was very windy out, and I was like, that's probably not going to work well while I'm standing outside and my hair is in my face. And then today, well, my husband's not home, first of all. Kind of need a cameraman. I could, like, set the timer or something myself if I was really, really motivated. Today's pouring out, so, and it's dark out now. By the time he gets home, it's dark out, so we're not getting pictures today either. So maybe next weekend, while I'm off, I can get photos of that for the project page and finally post. The pattern is still available. It just doesn't have a picture of the shawl. I might try and take one. I don't even want to, though, because it's going to look terrible. I was going to say I might try and take one inside just for something to put up there for now, but it's probably going to look really crappy. So I probably shouldn't even bother. Yeah, so right now I'm going to finish this up and render it, and probably not put in a book review for this episode, because I'm so not motivated to do anything right now or organized. So I do need to clean up my room. I like to clean up my room on my day off, put away all the crap I left all over the place all week while I was working, and have it clean for the beginning of the week, my work week, so I'm probably going to go do that. And that's about it. So yeah, I'm going to hopefully have this Westknits shawl caught up, or very close to caught up, because the next clue will be coming out in a couple of days. And I'm behind. I was doing so well until I had an issue with that clue. And that's about all I've been working on. Been working a lot. Work's been pretty busy, and there's lots of new stuff on TV that I've been trying to watch, and I've been reading a lot, which is good. Because it's cold out, and it's much more fun to just go to bed early with a cup of tea or cocoa and read a book for an hour or two. That's what I've been doing. So I hope you've been well and enjoying yourself and knitting and spinning or whatever crafting you like to do, and watching TV and staying warm. And I thank you for joining me this week. Happy knitting and spinning.